Hello, hello. Hi, Sheen. How are you? Hopefully you're having a good day. Nice. Working on art is always a good thing. We love it. We love to see it. What is your size? Hmm. 5 by 2.5. Oh god, I hope that I made this just like the exact size that I needed to. I really hope so. Please be literally the exact size. I don't have any idea. What is going on with this, but you know what? Let me just crop this here too. Damn. Oh, I was so close. Okay, so knowing that I'm slightly wider than what needs to happen, I'm going to... Do I want to... I'm gonna center it like this. What kind of art are you working on today? I'm working on my production painting for school. Okay, so unfortunately, because otherwise Twitch will fucking hurt me, you get to look at my beautiful face for like 15 seconds while I deal with getting this sketch. Well, I might not need it, actually. I might not need it. I might not need it. I'm gonna keep my reference model over here. What I need to do first and foremost is I'm going to work on some line work here. Where are my lines? There they are. Okay. Nice, working on the book very slowly. Oh god, owls are weird. No, me and animals are not friends, so like, I would have never attempted a children's book with animals in it. You are brave. Okay, so what I need to do here is that this is gonna like throw everything. So I've got to effectively rework the line art here so that it's like ultra crisp, really clear. And I'm gonna start with Lobo. And I'm gonna really make sure that this is nice and clear. I wish that, I'm gonna put a little hole in his hat. I might do some extra, like, stuff here. Somebody shot through his hat a couple times. Okay. See now, okay, hold on. Y'all get to deal with my face. This is where I want to make sure that everything looks good, but I don't want Twitch to freak out over my models again. Hello. Welcome to darkness. Oh god. Just kidding. Now you're upside down. Joke's on you. Plot twist. Everything's terrifying. Okay, enjoy my face. Tell me about your day. Tell me what you have going on. Tell me how everything is going. I hope everything is going well for everybody. I'm glad I could finally, like, stream. I have been in such a rut. It's been really, 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 really bad. Jace was very sick. Okay, so while I'm working on the face, I think we should be okay. Whoops. Whoopsie. To me, I wouldn't say animals are very difficult. The first thing I started drawing was Pokemon. Oh, I see. Yeah, I was the opposite, where I definitely did not draw people or Pokemon. Sorry, Pokemon or animals. I drew people first, and so I had a lot of practice and a lot of desire to get those pieces of anatomy set. So animal anatomy to me is like really, really difficult. Did I just have him kind of smirking and grimacing here. Yeah, and these kinds of tools, you know, with like the doll and stuff, they help me, like, I guess they help me get this done quicker, but like definitely through practice I've been able to be, what am I looking at? I guess like faster. I was like trying to remember what he even looks like. Hi Gaby, how are you? I hope that you're doing well. or as well as you can. Cleaning up line art here. We're listening to weird Christmas lo-fi. Yule-fi, as it were. We're skipping the weird Thanksgiving holiday. Well, okay, just to sum up what's happened to me in the last week. My fiance got super fucking ill. He's legit been super sick. For no joke, like 7 days. Unable to keep food down and unable to function. So it's been really bad. That was already start of badness. Then the election happened, which then meant that for my fiance and I, we are, no joke, now actively having to leave the country. That is not even an exaggeration. Fortunately, we already had kind of plans to do that regardless of the election results, but now it's like, there's an expedited reason to need to do so. So, I'm like eating a bagel. The last several days have been me scrambling, trying to figure out how to save up enough money to move us out of the country. Because it's not safe. So that's cool. Then, what else happened? Because of all of this stuff also, in order to protect our marriage rights, he and I are now signing a marriage certificate at the end of the month. Which is pretty crazy. Doesn't mean that we're not going to have our wedding in the spring. Or the summer, I guess, next year. It just means that in order to be 100% sure that he and I are married before anything fucking crazy can go down, we get to go to the courthouse and elope. So, at the end of the month, I'm going to officially be a married person, which is fucking wild to me. And then, what else? That's been pretty much it. Is mostly just me screaming and trying to figure out how much money I need to save to just get the fuck out of here. While also taking care of Jace, who is very, very sick. And he's doing better, but definitely is not like 100% up to like all the way better yet. So, yeah, I'm very tired. Yeah, we're very lucky that Jace effectively is the smartest human on the planet. I've been making that joke. But he is currently going to school for psychology, and so our exit plan is for him to go to study school or in school abroad. So if you are desperately trying to get out of the country and you feel like you are in danger, that would be my #1 recommendation, is go back to school. A lot of universities will accept undergraduate students, so if you don't have a bachelor's yet, they will accept undergraduate GPAs of like 2.5. So if you have a higher GPA from high school than a 2.5, you're good. And so that's Jace's strategy. Because I've already done so much school, I can't like exploit that. Which is why he and I need to get married. So that way, we can effectively move, and I will go along as his spouse. Speaking of that, if anybody is feeling super generous, give me just 1 second here. Oh, I forgot to turn it back on. First and foremost, whoops, there we go. First and foremost, I have like a new Ko-fi goal, which is to pay for my written word media membership and a promo for King of Dust, which I just signed up for. It's to get me more subscribers on my newsletter, which is very helpful. But after that, I'm going to be going with let's see, a bigger goal, which is to get us out of the country. So that's gonna be a whole thing. Let me go and find this thing here really quick. Why would you do this to me? Okay, hold on. I gotta send a link to myself. Yeah, if you're thinking about going, my top 2 places to recommend would be Ireland and New Zealand. Both of those places are English-speaking countries, and you can very, very easily study abroad in those countries. And that would be the first place that I would go to get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna also need to edit my Patreon link too. I don't have Patreon anymore, by the way. That's a whole thing. I got a couple of announcements to make, truly. But yeah, anyway, to sum up, if you're feeling so generous and you want to help 2 trans men get out of fucking the United States, I know money is tight for everybody. I just dropped the GoFundMe link into the chat, but Jason and I will be contributing to this fund slowly over time as well, so that $12K I might be able to save up by myself. We're going to kind of see how it goes, but if possible, you know, any help helps. That would be very cool from me. As always, too, if you donate via my Ko-fi, if you pay $10, you get a doodle. I'm all about that equivocal exchange, so, you know, yeah, I definitely would be totally down to do doodles for donations. I heard about those 2. One of them is number 1 of the safest, or on the safest places. Yeah, it's New Zealand, probably. Yeah, literally, I have no words for how shitty of a place the United States really is. Like, I think a lot of people are unaware that it's actually really, really, really bad here. It's you know, not obviously like we're in an active war zone bad, but I think people have kind of gaslit themselves into thinking that this place is fun. And it's not really, you know, so yeah, point being, there's lots of really great universities in New Zealand, some of which are in the top 200 universities in the world, so their education is definitely not lacking. Also, their healthcare is extremely affordable. The only kicker for New Zealand is that if you are from a place in the United States that is not very expensive, New Zealand can be kind of a wallet shock, because it could be kind of perceived as super expensive. I know for me, living here in Denver, the cost of living in New Zealand is actually cheaper than Denver. So depending on where you live and what you've got going on, that might be something to consider. That would be maybe a reason to not go to New Zealand and instead choose Ireland. Ireland has a great culture and also great education. That was on Jason and I's like number 2 list if New Zealand didn't work out. But it looks like New Zealand is going to be a place that does work out for us. So, oh yeah, the Netherlands is fucking great. Yeah, the Netherlands is wonderful. If you're not afraid of the language barrier, I loved Sweden when I was there. I was only there for 10 days, but Sweden's fucking great. All of the Scandinavian countries I would absolutely vouch for. They are fantastic, and the people are incredibly nice. They have a lot of great policies in place to protect LGBT individuals and people of color. Some places, you know, every place is going to have their issues, so do research beforehand. Like, I know full well going into New Zealand that the indigenous people consistently have to fight to be recognized there too, which sucks. So as somebody who has, you know, an indigenous or had an indigenous grandfather, and you know, fucking, we've been dealing with that my whole life, you know, so it's nothing new to me, but definitely keep an eye on it if you are in that situation. According to them, the Netherlands has everyone speaking English. It's pretty common. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, when I was in Sweden, there was not a single place, even in the most rural area. I was literally in an area in which no tourists ever go. Like, we had locals asking us why we were there. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? But like, most people even there spoke English. They would say often, you know, people are going to be very humble and they're going to say that they're English. Oh, my English is so bad. No, it's not. It's fucking great. You know, like, you're doing wonderfully. But I would say something that's important to keep in mind is that if you want to go to school or if you want to get a job, it is very likely that you need to speak the local language. In certain cases, like I know when I was looking at game design jobs in Örebro and Malmö and Stockholm in Sweden, they were actually looking for English-speaking candidates specifically, and so some places might not be that way, but definitely check with the places that you're gonna get jobs with first, or check the school's requirements first, because like in New Zealand, you know, they want you to be an English speaker, for example, because that's their main language, other than Maori being the second language, but not every place is gonna function the same, you know, so keep that in mind when you're applying to these other places. But also, hi Yvette, how you do? Hi Danny, hi, hey you, writer of many aliases. But yeah, no, it's definitely a process getting out. But if you can figure out how to do it, I would say go live your dream. You know. We deserve peace. We're certainly not the best in education. I don't even know, where does New Zealand rank in terms of education? 7th. For context, the United States, I think, is below 50. Oh my god, stop. Stop. The United States is ranked first in education rankings according to US News. Yeah, but that's propaganda, you assholes. Let's see. New Zealand versus United States. Wait, are we really ranked first for education? There's no fucking way. Okay, 16th. All right, we improved. 16th. Our math is at 34th, though. So it really depends on the, list you're looking at, but New Zealand is typically higher than the United States. Yeah, I would not trust a US list to save my life. Yeah. Gotta be careful with those data sets because they can be skewed. So, it is what it is. Okay, here's hoping that Twitch doesn't get me for leaving that weird man model up on screen for too long. I don't think so. I think he'll be okay. Yeah. So there's a lot of interesting options out there, point being, if you do wish to yeet yourself from the country. I know that is what Jason and I are going to do now, because we have to. And that's just the way that it goes. So we're very excited about it. We're trying to not treat it like a damn we got kicked out of the country kind of a situation, or forced out of the country, where we're trying to just keep our eye on the prize in that way. Can you get one of those education visas if you already have a bachelor's, or could you pursue a master's? Yes. So an education visa applies to either undergraduate or graduate studies in most countries. I can't speak on all of them because you have to do research for each individual place. But for New Zealand, for example, you would be getting an education visa for your master's as well. Most countries will not allow you to pursue a doctorate unless you are a citizen or a permanent resident of that country. So that's, I think, the only limiting factor there. But I know Jace's original plan was to go to New Zealand and go and get his master's there. So it wasn't originally to get the bachelor's, but now we're planning on expediting the entire thing because we want to be free. So that's a whole thing. But yes, you can definitely pursue your master's in other countries as long as you, I guess, maintain their entry level requirements. They might not accept, I know, like, here in the United States, when you go into master's programs, a lot of the times they have, like, things like, where you can have, for example, any master's to get into art school. But in other programs, you have to have a specific, like, related or master's, like to get a doctorate in English, for example, or creative writing. I have to have a master's in a related field, like publishing, English, creative writing, etc. So they may have requirements for your master's that say, hey, well, you have to have a bachelor's in a related field. So that might be a requirement that is something you need to keep an eye on. But that, you know, I feel like is pretty par for the course everywhere you go. But the school websites will always have answers for that. And the admissions people at most colleges are super, super nice. And so if you have any questions, you can always, like, just email them, you know, just ask them and say, hey, you know, I'm like, these are my circumstances. I don't want to be in this country anymore. What are the requirements that you guys have for, you know, entry stuff for this degree program. Sorry, my brain's short-circuited. Can you tell I'm, like, slightly dying? Yeah, honestly, a lot of it is just research, you know, research over me search or some shit. I don't know, there's a saying. Effectively figuring out where you would want to go, why you want to go there, you know, because, like, also, too, it's like, can you stand living in the place for, like, 5 years? 3 years, 5 years, depends on, you know, how long you're going to be there. Actually, I like that more. Let's see what else is important to remember. Also, checking out, like, yeah, cost of living is something important to consider. And then, of course, researching rights, too. You know, it's like, that was part of the reason why going to New Zealand for me was a big deal, because, like, New Zealand, for example, has had transgender rights enshrined in their constitution since 1993. You know, that was like a year before I was born. So that sets a really good track record for them and what my future will look like in a place that actually gives a shit about people, you know? And they're not perfect, again, but, like, you can start to look at those kinds of things and figure out, okay, is this going to work for me, or am I gonna have to pick, like, something else? Oh my god, that possessed ass Santa in the background. I don't know if y'all heard him. That was scary. Yep, in Ireland, yeah, if you're wanting to live on an island, when transferred to the mainland, or with transport to the mainland once a week, you get paid $92K a year. Yes, and there are programs, that's another important thing to consider. There are a lot of countries all over the world that will pay you to live there. If you are willing to go and purchase, any kind of land in remote areas, you have to double check their programs and make sure that you qualify. One thing to remember is that the reason that they're paying you $92K to live there is because the houses on those islands that they're selling to you are effectively falling apart. They are collapsing in upon themselves and in some cases are uninhabitable, meaning a lot of that $92K you're going to be spending, especially in the first years of living there, in renovating those houses. So it's going to be a lot of out-of-pocket expenses right out of the gate. So keep that in mind when you do move. be sure to do research on that one, because that can be kind of a tricky caveat. In some places like Japan, they don't care really. It's mostly they wanted to give away the houses because they were just abandoned, because the old people that lived there died and it didn't pass to anybody else, and that can be kind of sad. So that's why the government wants people to move there. But for other countries, it's because, you know, the houses may be in a state of disrepair. But that also means, too, interestingly, you can actually get fixer-upper houses in, like, the heart of Dublin for, like, $5,000 US. So that's also something to keep in mind. So each place has their own perks. You know, effectively, Jason and I are going to be making the move to what I would call like a pretty standard like college town. You know, it's like it's not necessarily like crazy in any way. It's just kind of like moving to Edinburgh or any of those other like big urban areas. But yeah, definitely the college admissions people are going to be your best friend, I think, in these situations, if you are going to school and doing that way. If you're planning on getting a job in other countries, there are specific websites that you can go to that are specifically for expats looking to get work in other countries. Each country has its own most sought out degree program or job field lists. So if you happen to fit into one of those lists, like IT, for example, doctors, nurses, psychologists, those kinds of things, then that'll tell you whether or not it'll be easier for you to get a job. Then you can contact a recruiter in that country and they will help you get a job. For example, jobs and skills shortage and labor shortage for New Zealand include, they even have things for arts and media. Animators, for example, are in high demand for digital, or for New Zealand. So animators and digital artists have pretty good need in New Zealand. So you can like just Google like what jobs are in demand, but it's like IT, health, business, construction, farmers, biologists, chemists, you know, so it's like really like you'd be really surprised depending on what job that you have. Certain countries are like in high demand. High demand. Do not like this. But yep, so that's been my last like several days, is working out my finances and trying to not panic as I think about literally moving halfway across the globe, because things got weird. And then Jace has been sick. I probably should in a little bit just go and check on him, like once I get done with this illustration here of this guy. But yeah, if you have a will and you have a way, eat yourself free. That's all I gotta say. We deserve better. So now I gotta get a passport. Or renew my passport. I have to do it again since I did my name change. And Jason and I are actually gonna get a name change at the end of the month. Which we might actually not file for the name change. I might not file for the name change until I'm done with school. But who knows? We'll see. I'm going to talk to him about how that's going to go down. Yeah, no, for real. I'm like, I should have known. Like, legitimately, the moment I stepped foot in Sweden, I was like, oh, the grass is greener on the other side. What the fuck am I even doing here? And then that's how that went. So, yeah. And it's gonna make me really sad. I don't want to leave all my family and all my friends. I'm fucking mad about that, actually. Because ideally, I'd like to be able to take everybody with me. And I can't. Because I don't have the money to do that. I'm not like some bazillionaire, you know. And so that's really gonna suck, not being able to see my mom every so often. Or, you know, like if Jace gets sick like this, I relied on his mom the entire time. And if I hadn't had her, I would have been kind of screwed, you know. So not being around our family is gonna be really difficult. And it's going to be really sad. It's sad that we are forced out of the place that we were born. You know, that should not be the way that it goes. But if this is what they want, this is what they want. That's what they get. I feel like we are going to see a mass exodus out of this country from a lot of people. Pretty much everybody who has the means to leave will leave. And it's not going to be very surprising. And then jobs are going to suffer. The economy is going to suffer because all of a sudden we're not going to have anybody to work jobs, you know. It's just going to be kind of a disaster. But I'm definitely trying to not be super sad about it. And I now have the mission of trying to convince my mom and dad to move with me eventually. And it's crazy because Jace's mom is from the Philippines originally, so like, the Philippines are not that far from New Zealand. Cal made it! Hi, Cal. How you doing? How does it feel being in the land up north? Free of problems and full of life. Not free of problems, but better than the U.S. Yeah, no, it's true. Comparatively, it's got to feel good. I feel like it's got to feel like watching those like shows where it's like you're watching other people have like massive fails, like jumping off of diving boards and then like belly flopping into pools and shit. You're just like watching it from a distance and you're like, that sure is something. I know a lot of people are actually already having plans to flee to Canada, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's a thing that happens very soon. Not sure my husband and I have the wherewithal to move out of the country. I see. We don't have the wealth of job experience outside of retail or bus driving, and I bet the roads are different. They are different, so you would have to get a different certification for that. I believe they do the British thing. They drive, depending on where you go. In Sweden, it was the same as America, so it depends on where you go. But again, that's why school is a thing, you know, and I know school's not for everybody, so I recognize it's not like an end-all be-all solution, you know, and if that doesn't work for you, then that's the way that it goes, you know. But Canada, as I was saying, is not that different from the United States, so definitely do not be surprised if that becomes an option. Canada's fucking great. Friends from Canada say it's a bad idea. Oh, it'll flow upstream. That's also valid. That is a valid concern. College credits do not transfer to Canada. Interesting. That's not what I'm finding. I just did a quick Google. Do college credits transfer to Canada? As always, it varies by institution. So that is true for every country on the planet and every college, even here in the United States. Some credits, and like this is coming from me working inside a U.S. college, so some credits are just not going to transfer. That's the way that it goes, and especially private institutions are more picky about that. And they want to make more money, and so they don't want your credits to transfer. But college credits do transfer to Canadian universities. It just depends on the university. But you do have to have a higher GPA in order for that to happen. So there is a website that is actually titled Go to Canada for Education, or sorry, go to canadaeducation.com, and they have an FAQ about transferring your credits to Canada. So, yes, in other words, they do transfer, it's just a very specific process. How does one support themselves while in school? Okay, so this is what I do. I am currently running entirely off of Joe Biden dollars. So even here in the US, I, until very recently, did not have a job. For the last decade, I have been called what they call a professional student. Okay, so I have not had a job at all. In other words, I have just been racking up comical amounts of student loan debt to get myself through school because they can't chase you into bankruptcy after you die because fuck them. But effectively, the way that works is you just take out the maximum amount of student loans, make sure that you can use those student loans to apply or like cover things like rent and other living expenses like food, car payments, etc. And then literally just use the loans to pay for your food, car payments, rent, bills. It may not be enough to cover 100% of them, but I have found that like in the US, at least for like graduate programs, like right now I can take out up to $50,000 a year to pay for my stuff. Okay, so that's a lot of fucking money. That's for one person. That is a lot. So the way that international schools work is that some schools will take United States FAFSA. This is important because the FAFSA is unsubsidized or subsidized loans, and those guys tend to have lower interest rates than like the Grad Plus loan, like the one that I was just talking about that gives me $50,000 a year. You can take out the maximum amount of loan possible from FAFSA to pay not only for your tuition, which internationally is most likely considerably lower than the United States, right? But then also use it to pay for food and for other things like that. Colleges will be able to help you work through that stuff because the important thing to remember is that in most other countries, they don't have their students working at the same time. America is fucking weird in the sense that students cannot afford to stop working while they go to school. That is like not the international standard at all. So that's what we're going to do. Of course, in this particular instance, I recognize Jace has me to go with him. I do have the ability to work internationally for at least 2 out of the 3 of the jobs that I currently work right now. I'm hoping for 3 out of 3, but we're going to see what happens. If not, I'm going to be going back to school, and I'm going to be taking out U.S. loans because the school that I'm planning on going to internationally is in the United States, right? And so there's a couple of things that you can do there. But yes, I would say just take out maximum loans humanly possible and use that to pay for rent. Also, some schools actually have great housing and cater specifically to international students, so that becomes kind of a research portion thing. Research which school that you want to go to, and figure out if they take FAFSA, or first, like, I guess my order of ops would be pick the country that you want to go to, figure out which schools in that country have FAFSA, which is the United States specifically student loans, and then go from there, right? I was reading about the Chemins de Dames and the 26th Division Yankees, and I found this. I do not know what the Chemins de Dames is, but I'm going to trust you on that one. Nicknamed Daddy by his men. Oh my lord. How's such a unit? How did he has such a unit? I can't. What the fuck? Are other countries less of a hellscape in regards to education actually being useful? Yes. I can 1000% say yes. Already I've been looking at job boards in New Zealand, and when they say that you need a job, like when you graduate, especially if you go to an island country, like New Zealand, where they are not getting a lot of population happening in there, every single person becomes way more valuable. The US is fucked. But again, do research on that one. That's a great question. Like if you pick, say you want to go to Germany, for example, and on their artist visa, that's a good example. I don't know very much about that, right? So then I would have to Google, research, figure out how lucrative it is to actually live as an artist in Germany, what kind of jobs I can get as an artist in Germany, could I make it? But I personally, of all of the jobs that I've been looking at in New Zealand, for example, on their job board, which is called Seek, it's like their version of Indeed, not a single job that I have looked at has had a requirement of you must have a bachelor's, you must have a master's on it. Now, I'm not looking at very technical jobs. I'm looking at things like gallery directors, artists, writers, but not a single one of those jobs has had you need X number of years of experience, or you need X number of degrees in order to complete it. That probably is going to vary by field, but that's at least been my experience looking at New Zealand specifically. So I don't know if that's any help. Lullaby-ass Christmas music is slowly killing me. Yeah, it's we are making it effectively increasingly impossible for people to do anything here. So it's worth looking into. And again, it's like definitely not the end-all be-all solution for everybody. And it sucks that we even have to like have these kinds of conversations at all. Like this shouldn't be the way that it goes, because I think that there was a point in which the US was a really great place to live for certain people, and we always have to put that big ass asterisk on everything because that wasn't always the case. And yeah, research is my advice. Never stop looking at options, and keep your radar open if that is something that you want to do. And again, especially if you're in like a medical field or science field or an IT field, you can get your ass anywhere, guaranteed. Especially if the job is considered high demand. I would highly recommend checking out school for that. I don't know how recruiters work specifically. That's kind of tricky. But let's see, I need a really sharp. I'm gonna pull this. No, I was supposed to go check on Jace. I'm gonna do that really quick. I also have a thing of juice that I straight up forgot existed. And then when I come back, I'm going to drop a couple of announcements because I do have a lot of announcements. I dropped a bunch of them in the Discord. Let me get this ear done. Oh, whoops. Whoa. Whoa, me. Holy Lord. My whole brain was like, what is perspective? Wowee, that was rough. Don't look at that. Holy Lord. Even that, too. What in the hell is going on here? It's fine. We're gonna live with that. That's fine. That's fine. Wowee. Okay. Whew. That was rough. Yep, I'm gonna go make sure he's okay and grab my juice. I will be right back. Okay, I have returned. Jace is not dead. He's just passed out. And that's all I could really ask for. I'm drinking some pineapple juice. Okay, I don't need this anymore. I hope Jace gets better too. This has been a ride. I have literally never seen him this sick in my whole fucking life. Like, it is really bad. Not like he's dying bad, but definitely super bad. Alright, everybody hydrate. I'm drinking my pineapple juice. I feel invigorated. I have to just remember that I don't have to get through this whole illustration today. I only have to get through 50% of it. Which, thank God. Yep, just 50%. This teacher is a lot nicer to me than the other teacher. I like this guy. Alright, so now let me go ahead. Try and get some of these heavy shapes. So let's talk announcements here. I have some really exciting stuff that I wanted to share with everybody. Because it's going to be really cool. I want 2025, like, I recognize everything is shit, so I was like, we need to have some stuff that we can do with each other that is going to be fun, and everybody's going to have a good time, and it's going to be super awesome. So first and foremost, let me go look over at my announcements so that I remember what I was supposed to talk about. Oh, first and foremost, I'd like to remind everybody that has not left a review for King of Dust on Amazon yet to do so, especially if you left one on Goodreads already. And thank you to everybody who has left a review on Amazon. I appreciate you so, so, so much. If you do leave a review on Amazon, screenshot that bad boy and send it to me because you get a portrait, a line art portrait commission. That is still true to literally all of my books. I constantly need help with reviews on any and all of them, and so you get a portrait commission for every single review you leave. Even if you leave me a 1-star review and you say I fucking hated this book, I still will honor it. So definitely check that out. Thank you for leaving those reviews. Yeah, and again, if you haven't left it yet, go check it out. King of Dust on Amazon. That would really help out. And then also, speaking of free ebooks and free books, boops, I have redone my newsletter to now include an EPUB of Mirror Gaze. So if you haven't read this on Wattpad yet, I haven't read this aloud on stream. I might at some point, because I think this is the only one that I haven't read out loud. But if you liked Frozen but wished it was less Disney, had more lesbians, and had higher stakes, this is effectively what Mirror Gaze is. I just got so fucking sick of people talking about Frozen, and I wanted to write a better book. So if you want the book for free, you literally can just go and sign up for my newsletter. You just get a free download. It's pretty straightforward. Nothing crazy. No hidden things there. You could even subscribe and unsubscribe. I would be sad, but you could do it. This is the best way to communicate with me outside of social media, because social media, as we know, is cruel and fickle, and at any moment Elon Musk apparently can show up and fucking nuke Twitter. So if you want to stay connected with me, this is a good place to do it. Otherwise, though, if you already have signed up for the newsletter and you want your free EPUB, just let me know. I can send that your direction. And then finally, the most exciting shit is actually talking about Ko-fi. So this is super exciting. This is the shit that I am the most excited about. So I have reworked all of my memberships. I love that on Ko-fi you can see all the cool people who, like, are pledged there. So pretty neat. I am pretty sure that there's at least one person subbed to this. I don't know why it doesn't show up, but pretty dope. So we have new membership perks, and this might be something interesting to people who have wanted to support me, but was not. If you weren't really interested in Patreon, I recognize my Patreon was having an identity crisis, and I think it's been having an identity crisis since I first started it. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with the Patreon because I don't know, being a digital artist and running a Patreon and trying to get people to subscribe to artwork is, like, really difficult, actually. So that's not great. So I've shifted gears almost entirely to focus more on art, or more on writing, pardon me, less on art. And I think that you'll find that this is going to be some cool stuff that you guys might want to be involved in. If you pledge one doll hair, and that is it, this is where things get really, really cool. I wanted everybody to be able to have access to this even at the lowest membership possible. But what I'm going to be doing is every single month, I'm going to be releasing digital serialized story segments. So these are going to come in the form of 2 chapters of a book. Over the course of a year, we're going to write a book together. And the way that this is going to work is I'm going to write 2 chapters. The first ones are going to come out on December 1st, okay? Then what's going to happen is you guys are going to have 2 weeks to read the chapters and answer polls as to what you think are going, like what you want to have happen next. Occasionally, if we have a character who is going through it, TM, and dealing with a bunch of shit, and they would theoretically in like a D&D campaign level up, you guys are also going to be responsible for determining which stats get leveled up or which abilities this character then gains. So, much like playing D&D, you guys are going to have direct control over how this story goes, where the characters make vital decisions, and who the character ends up becoming. So this is going to be available to anybody who pays $1 a month. And again, this whole thing is going to start next month. So if you want to get involved, now is the best time to do it. So super, super cool. The first story that we're going to be doing is actually going to be focusing on my character Benny from One Pale Reflection. And for those of you who don't know, Benny he spends the entire book as kind of like this undead, half-skeleton thrall to the bad guy. He's very sunshiny, bright and bubbly. He's a wonderful, wonderful little dude. And I wanted to focus on him and who he was before he had to join forces with Athos. And this is going to function kind of as a prequel to One Pale Reflection. So if you haven't read One Pale Reflection, you're not really missing much. It'll be a completely standalone story, and you can enjoy it without having to read that book. But I really wanted to talk about Benny, and a lot of people really like Benny, so I think that this is going to be super fun. So if you like fantasy, if you like Portal fantasy in particular, if you like nostalgic fantasy like the Neverending Story, the Chronicles of Narnia, that kind of stuff, this is going to be your vibe. And then, of course, it also includes some other stuff that is pretty straightforward and still is included in this, which is coupons that are exclusive to patrons. So you get extra money off in my Etsy store and my Ko-fi store for commissions and for all of the shop stuff. And then also your name goes in the back of all of my published books because you guys are fucking amazing and you deserve that. So that's number one. This is what has changed the most. It's no longer just digital art. It's just, there's going to be a lot of interactivity and a lot of fun shit that we get to do. So that's going to be amazing. The level 5 or $5 tier, it's the 2-up tier. This one has changed to effectively be everything that comes with number 1, but then also this is where all of the art lives. So you get the whip art, you also get the digital art downloads, but then most importantly, I'm also going to be throwing in exclusive writing prompts every month. So if you want to participate in little baby short stories, these writing prompts will be for 2,500 words or less, and they're not necessarily a contest per se, but I thought that it would be kind of fun to just throw out writing prompts that we can do together. I will be also writing for these writing prompts too, and we can read each other's stuff, and there is a specific member only Discord that's here in the Discord that you guys have access to, and we can share our work in there with each other and just talk about our stuff and have good times. And then for the $10 a month tier, this is going to be my early access tier, so not a lot has changed for this tier. This is early access to all books, comics, comic chapters, and comic scripts. So if you want to see shit before everybody else, this is how you do it. These two tiers are where shit starts to get high-key kind of insane. So at the $25 tier, now we're going to have personalized digital character letters. So the way that this would work is that I craft a letter based on a character that you ask. So if you like certain books, for example, say you want to talk with O'Brien from my book, One Pale Reflection, you can say, hey, I want to talk with this guy. And then I'll say, cool, sounds good. And then I'll write you a digital letter that I'll send to you via Ko-fi. So that'll come through the Ko-fi Messenger inbox to you. And then if you want to reply to the letter, all you have to do is reply, and then the next month you'll get another letter from that same character again. If not, just vote on a different character the next month, and choose a new character, which is totally valid. So really cool. I want you guys to be able to engage with my lore and with my characters in fun ways. I thought this would be kind of fun. But then most importantly, this $25 tier includes an exclusive writing workshop every 3 months. I'm going to be aggregating kind of the most popular questions that I get on my TikTok, because those are starting to kind of blow up. And organize a workshop that most likely will be on Zoom. I'm going tentatively Zoom or tentatively Google Meet to be able to do these workshops for an hour. I believe Google Meet is free, so that's probably going to be where we do it. And I'll be able to answer your questions. I'm going to present for half the time, and then we'll do a Q&A for the other half of the time. I'll announce ahead of time what the actual content is of the writing workshop beforehand so that you know what you're gaining access to. And then finally, the $70 tier is like, you are the best of the fucking best of the best of the best. So first of all, shout out to Jamie and Cindy for being my two top tier patrons, my top tier members, regardless of platform right now. So that's really awesome. But you get literally every single reward that comes with everything else. But you also get writing critiques up to 5,000 words. So this is definitely not necessarily editing, although it might include some editing. I might include some developmental stuff. I might include some writing coaching stuff in this. So you'll get a little mix of everything to understand kind of where your writing needs to go. And you can either choose to submit your work from this prompt, from this exclusive writing prompt, and just say, hey, can you critique this for me? And I'll say, yep, absolutely, and give you lots of good feedback on that. Or you can send me up to 5,000 words of whatever you're working on, so that way I can look at it and say, yeah, this is what you can improve. This is what you should keep, because it's really, really good. So my goal with these two tiers especially is to just get us practicing writing, right? So that's kind of what I got going on. I would love for you to come on this journey with me and build a story. I think this could be really fucking cool, but I need people in here to answer the polls so that I'm not just by myself. So if that's something that you're interested in, we've got a bunch of people switched over from Patreon, and I really appreciate you. I'm going to be nuking my Patreon at the end of December this year because Patreon takes way too much out for fees, and they're assholes. So Ko-fi is way nicer. We're going to just live over here now. So if you want to join, the link to that is in the Twitch chat, and I promise I will stop fucking talking about announcements now. That's what I've got going on. One day I'll be level 70, honestly. One day you will become mighty. I wish I could support everyone with $70 a month, for real. I don't know, your streams kind of fucking pop off, so like, I wouldn't be surprised. I believe in you too. Yeah, that's why, I don't know, I wanted to make it like $1 because I was like, you know, if people want to support me more, they can. But I want this to feel like a really worthwhile subscription. You know, you're paying $1, you get to read these fun chapters for a story that you are actively building as a participant. You know, and the chapters that are going to be read or are going to need to be read are going to be like, I don't know, like, it's probably going to be around 4,000 words total to read, you know, so if you're down to read 2 chapters, like 1 chapter a week, you know. Ooh. Thank you for that, Cal. Maybe there is a stomach bug around, going around. I can confirm the, both the ER nurse and the PA, or not the ER nurse, but the ER doctor and the PA that we saw at Jace's doctor's appointment both said that gastroenteritis is indeed going around. So that includes norovirus, rotavirus, adenovirus, I think is the other one. So any kind of stomach flu is, yes, it is going around, and it's really bad. Apparently this year is just like fucking awful. Decided to make this doorknob a hexagonal doorknob because it felt... Oh, maybe that's too fancy. Never mind. I changed my mind. Yes, and the reason it can go around is because, unfortunately, people are nasty. I hate to be this guy, but effectively the way that you catch the stomach flu is by, unfortunately, coming into contact with any mucosal membranes. That includes inside your nose, your eyes, your mouth, coming into contact with someone else's poo-poo or throw up. And the way that you can do this is because people will go into public restrooms, they will wash their hands, and then they'll go and touch like an elevator button or something. So then you unwittingly touch that elevator button, and if you don't like wash your hands quick enough, or say you itch your eye, because that's like a normal thing that happens to people, you know, then unfortunately you get the virus. And this virus, the gastroenteritis viruses, live ferociously. They can survive on surfaces for up to 14 days after they get ejected out of your body. And so, in other words, they're little fucking tanks, and they live there for forever. And so you could be, you know, well away from the person that was originally sick, but if you were in any kind of public environment dealing with retail, unfortunately, that's what has to happen. Yeah, humans are fucking gross. And our sanitization of stuff has kind of slipped since COVID. We were really good about it, I think. Like, businesses in particular were good about it during COVID. And then now that COVID is over, they're like, we don't need to wipe down the elevator. Who does that? And it's like, well, somebody's nasty child just, like, smeared their literal poo-poo all over the fucking elevator, so... Yeah, people are nasty. Correct. Yeah, and most of the time it's probably little kids, you know, and like parents aren't supervising them super well. So what ends up happening is the kids are gross, and then they go and touch an elevator button, and then you suffer, you know, and that's probably what happened to Jace. Is like, and also too, something important to note is that Jace is immunocompromised. Right? So whatever hits him way harder than it hits somebody like me. Like, I didn't get it at all. So whatever he touched, either I didn't touch, I washed my hands and got really lucky, or, you know, when dealing with him throughout this entire process here, I've been really lucky that, you know, it's been easy to stay sanitized. Hey, remember to hydrate. Lear has demanded it. Drink that Panapi juice, or water, or soda, or tea, or a beverage of your choice. Guzzle it like your life depends on it. Yeah, I am definitely super dehydrated. Constantly. I am really bad about that shit, actually. I just don't like water. My ADHD brain can't take it. It's like, why would I want to drink this when I could drink literally anything else? And I'm like, dude, please. I need to fill out this room a little bit more. I just don't think that there's enough stuff in here. See, nothing but water is good, though. Yeah, I can't do it. I have to drink tea or something, or juice, or coffee. Okay. Door. All right. This sounds like Little Nightmares to me. I don't think that was the intent, but... Actually going to just take this. Come to me. Yeah, I need to change my restream timers so that way I can change the fact that I don't have a Patreon anymore. I'm gonna mark that down. Because fuck Patreon. Okay, I'm looking at like Victorian curtain rods here. This is what I want. That looks better. He's gonna be like, why did you change this? And I'm gonna be like, look, I don't know. Because I wanted to. Anything is a possibility. Shrink. Be gone. Pointy.
This is fine. I can't type. It's okay. You don't need to type. That's okay. That's all right.
Okay. I feel like there probably wasn't a bunch of fucking curtains in like little old West saloons. So and this is like a sheriff's office, so I'm not gonna worry so much about what's going on with these curtains. I know I'm gonna put like I'm probably gonna put a pattern on them, and I'm also gonna put a pattern on the wall. But that is a later me issue. I'm gonna tell my teacher also that's my plan, is to add curtains. Trying to figure out what the inside of windows looked like. All right, that'll work. I love that because this is German Expressionism. I don't have to like have this be accurate at all. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of doing like environment shit, but I have to. I'm not allowed to not. But what I'm gonna do, my goal is going to be for my class in the spring is because we're going to be expediting the move to New Zealand. I'm going to try and create a portfolio for grinding gear, and that's what I'm going to tell my teachers. Like, this is my goal: is I want to go work for this specific studio because that would be what I'd be doing. Although I don't know if I'd be able to do that truly while Jace is going to school in Dunedin. That would be the question. And probably not. I'd probably have to like go and oh, I don't like that. You know that moment when there's a massive ass tangent? I'm gonna go ahead and pull this down past his chin here. And same with this too. I'm not a fan of that. I'm assuming that this is like a map. I'm actually going to change this too, because I don't like where this is cropped. And this composition here. So I have to make a grinding gear portfolio specifically, and then that's going to be how I end up getting through this. That's going to be my final. And unfortunately, I am going to have to go back, I think, and get my MFA at some point. But we'll see. It's like another year and a half of school. But honestly, if I actually graduate and they send me the certificate, when I go back to get the MFA, I actually get it for cheaper. Which is really funny to me. Really want to give this. Let me fill this room up. Because I'm like, what's in here? God, they really don't have a lot of shit. Guys. Is that like a gun rack? Fuck if I know. I'm looking at a bunch of images. Of the interiors of... You know what? I'm gonna, Oh, but the stove over here is not a good place to put it. I don't want to put barrels in here. It's because it's like, what the fuck is the sheriff having a barrel inside? Like, what does that do for him? You know what I'm saying? I guess I'll do a bench. Benches are fine. I need a better bench, though. I'm, like, trying to look at actual vintage offices. And unfortunately, all I'm finding are Red Dead Redemption screenshots, and I'm like, this is not what I want. Okay. Okay, so opinion poll. Are all of y'all super invested in Christmas? How does everybody feel about Christmas in here? Or do you celebrate another holiday that you find to be superior than Christmas? What is the secret? How do y'all feel about Christmas? Hi Jamie. Oh, sorry, I didn't see your messages yet. Welcome in. Fuck, just dealing, you know. I'm doing okay. It's good to see you. I was looking up references for the inside of Victorian Old West aged sheriff's offices so that I can put objects in this scene to give it life. Because it was very empty, and I want to make it clear to my professor that it's like, I can shove shit in here. I'm just doing some World War I research for raisins. I love that. I grew up with Christmas, but my mom likes it more than I do. Or I do, but I like that she gets happy about it. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. I like that. I like the spirit of Christmas. I do not like the commercialization of Christmas, if that makes sense. Because I think that there's a lot of really cool shit about Christmas, like, or like the togetherness that you're supposed to feel with Christmas. That's nice. That's good. I like that. But like the sheer amount of like bye or your family will hate you shit, not really a fan of that. I like celebrating now that I'm like a filthy pagan. I like celebrating Heliogena. That's the holiday of choice that I celebrate now. And that's been pretty dope. It involves staying up really fucking late. Nice. Look at this bench. I'm gonna safely say that the Rest of the bench shit is behind. I'm gonna actually move this wall, believe it or not. The rest of the bench is behind the door, so I'm not gonna worry about it too heavily here. Nice.
Oh yeah, a spittoon! That's a good idea. I will put a spittoon there.
Gotta love those Yanks. What were we doing up there? What were we doing? Was that us? Are we the Yankee division, or are you guys the Yankee division? Yeah, World War I was a mess. World War I, it was a mess. That's all I gotta say. Ah, yes. Okay, give me that spittoon. I want to play West of Loathing again as McDoon, and I want to go and eat all of the weird shit out of the spittoons, or yeah, like or go fishing in the spittoons. That's like half of that game, is finding weird shit in spittoons. I like that this spittoon is really really pretty straightforward looking. There's not really a lot going on with it, and that I respect. Sometimes it's a fucking spittoon. You don't. I'm gonna put a dent in it though. Somebody's kicked it. Somebody has kicked this spittoon at least 3 times. Okay, let me see. I'm going to go ahead and get some line work going on this bench. I also kind of want to put a chip in it. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I was like, guaranteed if they're called the Yanks, that's us. That's us. Okay. So now I need to suffer, and we're going to put... This is going to look really, really busy, but I think it's going to be okay. Honestly, the Victorian period, for whatever reason, was just busy as fuck. And I don't know why. Okay, so some of these are going to be really straight. Most of them are not. I don't like that line there. Oh, nice. Powder kegs. Yeah, I'm going to need a bunch of stuff to fill up this entire other side, too. So, yes, I think that's a great idea. You know, and, like, honestly, this is kind of, like... Interestingly, I feel like if I were to actually pick a year for this, I'd put it around, like, 1890, 1900, actually. Which seems kind of late. But I think also, too, this is kind of an over-exaggerated fantasy piece. So, I don't really have to think about it too hard, thankfully. I can be kind of loose with what I have in here. So, a powder keg is not going to be a bad idea. And at some point, I'm going to have to get wallpaper patterns and other things like that in here, but I'm not going to worry about it. I really didn't want to do a bunch of like wooden flooring, but I'm also going to need to do, I might, because it's kind of, I want this to be, I know I gave our main character, Luta, she's got like a Lakota name, But I think I'm gonna set this in like Arizona, so I'm probably gonna do some like Navajo patterning on the rug. Or I don't know, maybe not. This whole story is like a reimagining of Little Red Riding Hood. So I have to think about very carefully like what I would be doing with this story. I gotta make sure that this doesn't like fade into the fucking background here. Let me thicken this line up so that I can see what I got going on. This whole story, the wolf is, instead of being like this predatory guy that's like, I'm gonna eat your grandma, he's like, effectively trying to extort Little Red out of her abuelita's like old inherited land. And the reason he wants to do this is because the sheriff has informed this guy that the U.S. government wants to buy up the land rights because there's oil on the land. And that sucks. They're assholes. So that's really the like heart of this particular like version of this story that I've got going on here. And so I don't know if I want to put a Navajo rug inside the sheriff's office because he's like, I don't know, the sheriff is not like the bad guy, but he's definitely kind of an enabler. So honestly, I can't explain Americans, Cal. I don't know why we're like this. I don't know why we're like this. We're 7 levels of messed up. Oh yeah, no, we're weird as hell. That's all we've learned. Oh, hewn logs. That's actually a really good idea, Jamie. That would give me some good, like, texture variants to... Let's look that up. We do like ourselves some good-ass logs, you know? It's just lots of wood texture is what's happening here. And then I also got to look at my professor's critique. I'm just kind of curious too. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on. This is kind of what we're looking at here. It's not perfect, but it's going. I don't need that guy no more. All right. Save. My microwave is so old, it's got the 70s fake wood panels. Oh, I love it. In other words, it's the best microwave. That's how you know that the bitch will never die. It's like the most industrially made fucking microwave of all time. my god. It's been around since I was a baby, and it will be around past my death. We love that. What an incredible feat of nature. Yes, okay. Okay, I'm gonna go probably check on Jace again. He's been sleeping for about an hour. I just want to make sure he's not dead, you know? I don't imagine anything would have happened, but like... Let me finish this door and then I'll go. That a little bit of light. This is a window, so I'm gonna give this some just textural stuff. I'm trying to figure out if I want to. I guess I'm gonna have Yes, I do. Alright guys, is it about time to watch the Barbie Nutcracker movie? When is it an acceptable time to bust out the scary as hell Barbie Nutcracker movie and watch that? Yep, we gotta go back. We gotta go back to the good shit. We will. Okay, good to know. I hope your internet does not die. I hope it lives on. Iconic and never waning in its service. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a little fucking wagon wheel or what. I couldn't tell you. Oh, an ice chest actually might not be a bad investment though. My grandma had several of those, and honestly, they served her better than her refrigerator ever did. So that'll be indicative of, like, some kind of glass. Can you imagine being the sleigh bells guy that's just like going absolutely ham back there, just like shh, 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 back there with the fucking sleigh bells? Can you imagine being that percussion guy? You wanna know what's fucking crazy to me? Knowing that the average man in the Victorian period was around 5'4", the fact that Lobo is this tall is upsetting. Actually, he's fucking huge, all things considered. Yep, he's a fucking lanky, lurky boy. This guy's a dick. Yep, Link's baby. He's tiny as hell. I know a lot of Americans are like, yeah, he's that small because he's trans, but I think people forget how tiny Japanese people are. And he was built like a Japanese person, so I'm like, yep, makes sense. Link is small as shit. Guess who's lazy and is not going to be drawing this curtain rod ring twice? It's me. Fuck that. Oh, remember when I said I was going to go check on Jace? I think I'm going to do that. Let me finish this thing. Yep. Gonna go do it. I'll be right back. Doot, 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 doot. He's doing good. He's sleepy as hell. Yeah, I think for me it was just the size of the weapons he uses. Oh yeah, I think yeah, the proportions are weird. Firstly, I agree with you on that one. But, yeah, Link has the Triforce of Power, so, like, yeah, all of it's skewed as hell. It's definitely like a suspension of disbelief situation. They were not aiming for realism, for sure. Juice. I'm drinking juice. Alright. I start screaming. I'm like a 4-year-old on a juice kick. Okay, I'm actually gonna take this because I do not want to draw this twice. You flip. You. It's the ultimate pokey bit. I don't like this rod. I don't like it, Sam. I am. There we go, better. Oh my god, speaking of Mongolian, you said Mongolian and my first fucking thought was Mongolian food. I would literally kill somebody for some fried rice right now. But I have so many leftovers and I know that I should just eat them. How did this happen to me here? I actually need to... Hold on, there is some messed up shit going on. And then I am lazy. Again, lazy part 2. I can't forget that we have this little, there we go, put it like this. Drag this down a little bit. Merge this together. Boop, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. Window. Okay, and now we scream. I might go downstairs and walk to go get the, something from the Thai place downstairs. Oh yeah, I would agree that a short spear is a better weapon than a sword. Yeah, true. Now, my favorite thing is about the newest Legend of Zelda that I've not really played anything of, but like the fact that you can just start sticking shit together until it becomes effectively the world's longest pokey stick is the best thing for me. Like, that's whoever decided that that was like gonna be it. A+. What, isn't his name Shigeru Miyamoto? Miyamoto-san, is that the same guy? Yes, yes, it was Miyamoto-san. We can blame him for the pokey stick. I do dig it. Okay, so now I need to figure out what the fuck else I'm gonna put. What do I want to put over here? Do I want to put maybe like Jesus, AI is so bad. Holy God. I hate randomly looking through stuff and then all of a sudden there's like getting fucking just completely jump scared by AI. I guess I'll put a crate over here. With maybe like a little ammo box on it. Everybody likes crates. You know? Nobody's sad about a crate. Oh, yeah, no, Link's new weapons are fucking wild. Hold on. Behold. Whatever the fuck this thing is, I believe this is a... Hold on. I think that this is a cannon stuck to the end of a spear. So, there's that. Let's see what else we got. This is a the Master Sword fused together with a crossbow. Let's see what else. What else we got? These are a bunch of weapons fused together with rocks. So instead of becoming a sword, they become a club, and you just bonk shit. Does that crossbow have blades? Yes. I think that this is a massive blade. This is a club with a bunch of Bokoblin spikes. stuck on the end of it. Yeah, so you can effectively fuse a bunch of shit together. And it starts to get fucking ridiculous. It gets absolutely out of control. This is funniest weapon combinations from Tears of the Kingdom. Let's see. Yes, Balloon Shield. We have our good friend Balloon Shield. We have a one-handed sword plus a two-handed sword, which equals the world's longest sword. Yeah, my favorite combo. It's the shield with a flamethrower on the front of it. Spear cannon. Let's see what we got. A bomb flower and any melee weapon. So, effectively, you hit something, it blows everything up, including you. Oh yeah, this Lizalfo tail with the fuse weapon, or fuse to the weapon, so it just goes blam, 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 blam. Two of the same item. So, I love how you have stick, but then you have sturdy stick. The President Hudson sign and a shield, so now you get to defend yourself with this man. Ah, good. A plush toy stuck to the end of a spear. And finally, the boomerang bomb. So now you have a boomerang and a bomb barrel fused together. Woo! It was at that moment he realized he fucked up. Yep, so that game is it's a whole time. I haven't played very much of it, but I definitely respect Tears of the Kingdom for sure. Actually, I'm going to move this a little bit. Oh my goodness. Hydrate. I'm drinking more I have so much pineapple juice over here, y'all. You have no idea. It's like 32 ounces of pineapple juice. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go get some water though, because this pineapple juice is slowly killing me. Okay, I returned without fluids, but I did return with sour gummy bats. Oh, and they are delicious. They're like eating crack. All right. Oh, I almost forgot about another announcement that I really should make, too. I don't know if y'all saw that QWERTY is hosting Consumathon. And I wanted to let everybody know that I am one of the team ambassadors for the event this year. And effectively what Consumathon is it's just about enjoying shit. It's about picking a team. You pick a team. I'm the team ambassador for Team Food. And then there's like kind of like a scavenger hunt and bingo, and each of the teams get points for everything that you consume. And you can consume stuff from other categories too. Like I think the other categories are like games, books, and media. So that's like movies, and TV. And then you get points for how many things that you enjoy during the month of December. So if you want to do something fun and just like, I guess, kind of remind yourself why like life is worth living and how cool it is that we, I guess, just get to enjoy shit with each other, I would say Consumathon is the thing to do. So if you want to sign up, there's information on QWERTY's YouTube channel, and you can do that over there. And I would love to have you, especially on Team Food. We're gonna annihilate. If you like to cook or if you like to go out to eat, Team Food is your bitch. It's a very fun place to be. It's gonna be a good time. Look at my box. Wow. I'm sorry, I don't know why I was like so aggressive with the box. It's just kind of how that went. That was like, just felt like normal. Felt like the right thing to do. Yeah, I have to like look at what Q's rules are again, because I don't remember what exactly is the deal with the goals. There are certain goals, like I know that there's goals to make like holiday themed food, so I'm gonna make figgy pudding this year. I've been meaning to make figgy pudding, and I just haven't had the time, and so we're gonna be doing that. And then also, too, you get extra points if you come into any of my streams. So if you guys are already here, you might as well play the Consumathon game. Just saying. Okay, what if I don't like this, though? Hold on. I think, actually, I'm going to do the ever-classic, crate connection here. Whoa. This one goes like this. I just don't want this to be too busy, you know? Actually, funny story about how this now, I think, actually, based on the position of the floor, goes over here. I'm gonna actually bring this back a little bit. There we go, better. Oh, don't set yourself on fire. Be careful. Don't do that. Okay, it's just slowly coming together. I'm gonna spare myself from having to do too much fucking work by not including anything else over on this side. Cal's like, I have questions. You're like, that is not what I wanted to do. I am glad you did not light yourself on fire. Thank you for not doing that. So my hand was on fire for a moment. You're like, that's fine. I'm okay. There's like this meme that's going around right now of a bunch of German kids exploding an old like iron stove. That's like the first thing that I thought of. Some kid makes a Rumpelstiltskin joke like right before it happens and then the stove blew up. It was like, it's a whole thing. Then all you hear is like one kid in the background and he's just like, Scheiße! It's like, yeah, what did you guys think was gonna happen? Like, this is fine. Yeah, no, that was it. That was really it. I'm gonna put like a little hook. I'm gonna put like a hook over here. Does that make sense? I don't know what kind of hook. It's gonna be like... I don't know. Like that. Nope. Maybe not. Never mind. I take it back. It would be a fine idea if I wasn't lazy as hell, you know? Okay. So now... I've got to go look at my teacher's critique too. There's gonna be like a little step here. I really want like a super simple exterior here. Oh, I see. Lighting my oil lamp, I see. Okay. I'm stretching. Ugh, I don't want to work on this anymore, y'all. And I still have to color it. I don't want to do any of my work today. I'm like so done. I'm actually going to switch this so that the lines are horizontal. Oh, what did I almost miss? Street Fighter. Oh, Cal, why? Okay. I'm gonna go do some push-ups. I'll be right back. did it. Oh, my knee. I'm old. Oh, God. Why? What channel should I put that in? I feel like that can be in the general channel. That's fine. Oh, my little body. If anybody else wants to do, like, some stretches, or if you want to do some squats or things like that, or jumping jacks, 10 jumping jacks, just get yourself moving. You should. Okay, hot take. I still feel like lo-fi is my least favorite genre of music because I get so tired listening to this shit. I don't know if anybody else feels the same way. Like, I literally feel like I'm gonna pass out. Yeah. This is good. This is good. Oh, that's a nice oil lamp, though. Very pretty. Yeah, see, and I'm a weirdo. I can't even do, like, instrumental music. I have to, like, go and listen to, literally hardstyle, or, like, psychedelic trance, or shit that's, like, or dubstep, like, shit that's really heavy, because I need to feel it in my bones. I need to feel like I am rocketing out of this life and into the next life. I don't get to survive. And that's how I stay awake. Look at that. Look at this. Nice little board for this guy to stand on, I guess. I just start screaming. This is actually not the worst because somehow I ended up, I think, like cutting off all of the floor, which is great because I did not want to deal with this shit anyway. This is super convenient for me. And then I get to do the, let me do the rug. Woo! Look at this freaky floor. There's so much fucking wood in this whole place. There's a lot of wood. I'm gonna maybe put like a, I don't know, I'll figure out the pattern for this later. That's okay. Look at this shit. Look at it. Look at this. Wow. Wowie. Holy moly. I actually kind of want, hold on. This could totally bork my entire fucking drawing here, but hold on. I need to like Yeah, that's better. Okay, let me see what that looks like. I might need to fix some anatomy here. I'm gonna move this up just a little bit. There we go. I wanted to give him a bigger, like, torso here. Hold on. There's just like a general lack of interest here for me in this. I know this is gonna look low-key ridiculous. Just trust me. You gotta trust me. Gotta trust me. I need to push this shape design really, 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 really hard. And right now it might look low-key kind of like trash, but it'll work. Hold on. I'm aware. Ah, that's much better. Okay. Okay, so now I just gotta make sure I don't fuck up these, all these lines over here. Let me clean this back up. And actually, I'm not a fan of... It's tough, because I didn't want to make him, like, super big. Because I wanted this sheriff to be kind of the bigger dude, but I think... I need to make, one, his lapels much larger, and I think I need to give him a thicker neck here. So hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna be fucking around with this for a second. Sometimes you have to just destroy literally your entire thumbnail drawing because you didn't quite get it right the first time. And that's okay. And sometimes that's the way that it goes. I would rather have a really solid design than be like, oh, this is not what I wanted. It's better. Okay, because for context, we were working with that. And yeah, he looks kind of like this slim, kind of like skis ball-y kind of dude, but I don't think that that was like right. Do I start writing more poetry for my book or more lore for D&D? I'm going D&D. But that is exciting that you're working on your poetry book, though. That's very, very cool. Super, super exciting stuff. Unbork his anatomy. It's more like borking further. Does that make sense? Cool. Finally got page 5 done. Took extra long because somehow I realized I had a green smudge, or wow, weird mark on the line work layer and had to carefully erase. I hate it when that happens. Okay, thoughts, guys. Thoughts. What if I make his legs really skinny? I'm gonna just push this even further in here too. I'm going absolutely apeshit here. We're going crazy. Oh, just kidding. Hold on. I gotta be careful. This guy has a ribcage that he could use to maul somebody to death with. Is effectively the vibe that we're going for here. That's the goal. Let's see, hold on. Sorry, I gotta like look at images of a man in a jacket with, or like a, I need to figure out how these folds fall. There we go. This is how they fall, by the way, just in case anybody was curious. References are important. God, and part of me wants to like... Hold on now. I'm gonna fuck around with this just a little bit more. Because now, of course, we got him and he's like touching the top of the door, which fucks with his silhouette, kind of. So... let me do this. Yeah, we're kind of just playing at this point. And I really should have been doing this in my earlier stages, but... Oh yeah, I kind of like that though. I'm gonna pull this even further out. Like, this is gonna be hilarious, but like, I think... Oh yeah. Yeah, nice, nice, nice. I just have to make sure that this is about the same size as his other leg. Yeah, nice. Flip this, make sure it doesn't look stupid. And then we're not fucking stuck up in the doorway. There's something fucked with this hat here, and I can see that clearly. Now that I've flipped it. I hate drawing hats. I really do. I'm trying to figure out what I want my final poem count to be. Looks like somebody who's been riding in his saddle a lot. Yeah, he's a little bow-legged. Just a little bit. He's fine. Okay, flip this back. And then we're gonna put the thing back in here. And I wish it didn't have to be this wide. But in order for this to function, it does. Okay, so again, that was where we started. This is with the pushed anatomy. Yeah, because this is a good start. It's just we're not quite there yet. What's interesting about this character is I don't want there to be... I don't know if I want there to be, like, eyes under here. I don't think so. I feel like maybe too there's like a little bit of fucking Photoshop, can you please chill? I just want to open this tab, thank you. I think for the sake of the wide brim too, I'm gonna actually pull this out a little bit more and give it more of like a Carmen Sandiego ass hat. There we go, that's much better. I feel like too his head is kind of large. Not that his head itself is large, but like I think for a character where we're focusing mostly on his physical body mass, I want to shrink this head down just a little bit because it's going to make his torso look much bigger than it actually is just by tweaking. Yeah, he looks less like, I guess boyish is going to be the word that I'm going to use. And actually, interestingly enough, I'm going to bring this up. Like that. Really carve his legs out. And then tweak this foot, and then I gotta stare at this. I gotta like really make sure that he looks good, that he looks the way that I want him to. Like he's gotta look really, really good. Oh, I need like wood texture over here. You know, somehow hold on. I want his little ankles to look like you could fucking snap him in half like a little toothpick. I need like the world's tiniest ankles. Okay, much better. Much fucking better. Like a teeny weeny little thing here. Yeah, this is a fantasy setting, so there's not really like any set period. So I'm not super worried about accessories like zippers or things like that. It's kind of in like a nondescript time. Like weirdly timeless version of the West, if that makes sense. Okay, let me flip this again. Oh, I feel like this is a little bit wide. That's better. I think this is where we're gonna go. I don't know. course, now I'm not super confident in anything that I'm doing. Which is not great, but I want to bring this down, actually. Believe it or not. Hi, Ava. How are you? I'm going to bring this now over again. Oh, no. Wi-Fi. No. That's so cursed. I hate it when that happens. Okay. I just have to trust. I gotta trust in the process here. Let me bring this in a little bit. Got like weird big boots. This fucking leg. I just am not a fan of this left leg. Hold on, let me... trying to figure out what the fuck is going on here. And I think I know what the fuck is happening, actually. This is an anatomy issue on my part. Honestly, Tatsu doing good. He's great. He's been trying to help Jace while Jace has been very, very, very sick. So Tatsu gets the I'm the best cat award. Like, he literally has not left Jace's side. He knows that Jace is sick, and it's incredible to see how empathetic of a cat he is. I would have never, ever guessed that he would have been this kind of a cat. He is a very good boy. Jace is fucking super sick. See, now the question is maybe it is. Hold on, I'm gonna just keep moving this fucking foot around until something looks right. Because that's kind of where we're at right now. I want this to be, like, perfect. And I need to figure out what it is. And I think, yeah, it was that. Stupid foot. Dumb. There we go. Better. All right. So now I'm fine. Now I'm feeling good. Lord. Okay, let me finish up the fucking floor. This is where we were at. This is what we were doing before I got totally sidetracked. Okay. Lord. All right, let me open up my teacher's critique of my work really fast. From last week. Okay, so he suggested adding in some mountain shapes in the background to break this up, which I gladly will. So let's do that compositionally. I don't necessarily like where he puts some of these things because they make tangents. Oh, but that fucks with the silhouette. That's okay, I'll go like that. Let me put this out here like this. It is very clear that this is the one that he wants me to do, so I'm gonna stick with it. Okay, save. All right, Jesus. Okay. Slowly, 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 slowly. We're working together. No, what's out of stock? No, what's happening? No! No! Okay, let me copy my teacher's. Oh, so he wants me to use the exact same color scheme except for change the lighting. That's it. Okay, so hold on. So let me go and see if I can use any of this so that I don't have to suffer. Because I would really love to not have to suffer. Okay. So let's color. I'm just gonna clean up these. Let's see, we're gonna go with this. I don't like this freaky roleplay sounds of me walking into a cabin. Freaky. Sorry, I'm trying to let me just focus on cleaning up this side of this thing first. Street Fighter. Oh yeah, because Lyra already made me do it, and when I say that I literally have been having the suffering of all suffering this entire week, I'm so glad that in hindsight, I'm like, thanks past me for only putting one Street Fighter in there, because like legitimately, this week has probably been one of the like worst weeks of my existence in a minute. It's been really bad. I ideally am gonna try and go to the gym tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it's been not great. But that's why I only have one of those per stream. Let's see, I acknowledge that I'm trying to think here. I can see and recognize. I don't know what I was fucking doing with the ceiling. What the Sam hell was I? Oh. Posture check, everybody sit up straight. And stretch. Don't forget to stretch. We got a self-care combo coming in hot. Hydrate. It's the whole combo. Everybody take care of yourself. Okay, so I think I'm just going to clean up the values on this, and then I'm going to turn this into my teacher. So that way he can see what's going on. I'm going to let him know that I tweaked the anatomy on my main guy here. Also added in the elements that he suggested for this composition, just so that I can get a good critique on where I'm going so far in this and what needs to be changed. Also that I filled out the environment a little bit. I added some extra stuff. I need more like wood color though, so I'm gonna need to switch out extra stuff. Yeah, I wish my body wasn't like uber ultra tired. Yeah, I haven't been able to get out of bed until like 11 this week. It's been really, really, really bad. I've never been hit this hard by anything. Actually, well, I don't know. It's funny because when this all happened last time, I was more anxious than I was depressed, if that makes sense. So it's been very weird dealing with this again, round 2, and being more, I guess, depressed than anxious. So it's been really weird. Very, very weird. Getting through school has been the worst part of it, but I haven't dropped the ball on my teaching job, and that's really what matters, so at least that's going good. Yeah, it's very weird. Yeah, Jamie, I don't know. I don't know. I wish it would just chill out, but I recognize the next, like, several months are just going to be this. You know, it's going to be like, we just don't get to get a break, effectively. So, does kind of suck, but... Can you tell that I enlarged this original layer from, like, no joke? It was like a 2-inch wide or 2-inch tall thing to now this is 13 inches. Look at all this fuzzy ass shit. This whole thing is like, I don't know how to function. It does not know what's going on. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a poll. I have been trying to figure out if I should do McDoon, or if we're gonna play with Astrid and Darius when we do our 8-hour Sims stream. They were tied in the Discord. So what I'll do is I'm gonna go over here. And I'm going to start a poll. So this is going to determine who we play in our Sims stream, by the way. Okay, there you go. It's live on Twitch. The poll is over there if you want to vote on the poll. Who are we torturing? 8 hours of torture for whichever little sim ends up doing this. Everybody gets to vote on the disaster life of this sim. That's effectively how this is going to go. Okay, let's see. like looking at my critique here. I have to make sure that I stay on top of what this guy wants me to. Oh, how did this happen? Go better. I am so lazy. Sure. Slowly but surely. Wee! That's all I gotta say. It's just, what are we? We. Okay, how are we doing? How is the poll happening? What is going on over there? Poor McDoon. Okay, great. Well, all right. You were the tiebreaker. That's all that makes sense. That's the way that this works. We will make him suffer, and that is what must happen. So I'll get on making a McDoon sim. I'm not going to be spending the time in the creative sim making McDoon. We will just jump into playing, and then effectively everybody will get to vote on how his life goes throughout that entire excursion, which is going to be hilarious and great. Okay, I really dramatically changed his silhouette shape here, which is not a bad thing. I needed him to just be more predatory. I just didn't feel like it was really working. Slowly. Oh yeah, I forgot this guy has a golden gun. Because why not, you know? McDoon will suffer. I'm really excited to see how y'all react to this like build your own story stuff that we're going to be doing in Ko-fi now. I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun. I really do. McDoon will die. I hope not. But we are gonna have to pick, like, what the best career is for him. Like, I know that they don't have, like, a... I guess he's gonna be in the criminal career. That's just what gets to happen. So, hooray? I mean, I'm excited to see McDoon be a failed criminal. I'm emotionally ready. Yep, my body is ready. But I am excited for the Kofi stuff too. I gotta get started writing that. I'll probably be working on that, and also too on Redditpalooza. I'm actually gonna next year call it Novel November. I think that's a great thing. That's what everybody's been kind of calling like substitute NaNoWriMo this go around, and I feel like it's pretty appropriate. So I'm going to be working on that tomorrow. Okay, so now let me I'm gonna get let me see here, because this is our darkest wood. I sent that before I processed the McDoon chat. That's okay. Yep, and so we'll just have to see. Effectively, anytime that any decisions pop up in the chat, I'll be putting it through to Twitch, so be sure to pop over on Twitch, because YouTube, unfortunately, I don't have as much control over polls or anything like that. And then we'll be voting. So that'll be the day after Thanksgiving is when we do the McDoon stuff. And it'll be very fun. That way the stupid fucking wood doesn't all blend into itself. It just like, there's so much wood. Lord. Chew. Oh, excuse me. Chew. No, why? Alright. What I do get to do though is make sure that this has some nice color. Goodness. Let me get the spittoon down here. Goodness, why? And then let's do that. Okay, slowly coming together. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna grab my teacher's tweaks, copy this, paste this over here, make it black and white. We're going to drag this over here so that I can grab the colors that he's thinking of for the background, which is totally valid. So I'm going to grab this, 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 this. Why? This, 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 this. And then what are we doing for the... Oh, the windows stayed pretty much the same. So, now let me turn this back on. We're grabbing this for the lighter color. That's for the darker color. Turn this off. We're gonna do some gradients. Like this. Nope. Like this. And then I'm gonna also grab this over here, and I'm going to kind of hit with the brighter color a little bit. It's tough because, like, I can see where he's going with this, but I kind of want it to be brighter because I wanted it to be like noon. So let me take the levels. And I'm just gonna brighten it just a little bit. My allergies decided that I was gonna die, apparently. Okay. I'm gonna eat one of these sour bats. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab this and this, which we like. This we're gonna grab from the line art. Sour bats, I freaking love Halloween, damn right. Great, and then let me grab, he was suggesting like that. Oh, this is all just one shade. Okay, pretty straightforward. Yeah, this all sounds like fucking lullaby music to me. I don't know about you guys. This like lo-fi stuff, it's like all this is actually the like do 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 do. Yeah, it's the same. It is the lullaby. They just rewrote it, and it makes I kind of want to light myself on fire. Actually, this lo-fi channel is like low-key the worst. This is their Christmas one, and I don't know how to feel about it. I'm just gonna actually erase out, like I recognize what's going on here. I'm just gonna erase out a little bit of that. And I actually am gonna go a little bit lighter. And we're going to grab this. I'm gonna lock this, and I'm gonna give this a little bit of a, there we go. Nice. Okay, so now I'm almost done with this portion. We turn on this bad boy. And I'm gonna throw this on top of this. Boop! Now we clean this up. Well, like a lot of these are definitely like playing on popular Christmas songs. Like that was almost the exact same melody line from Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas, but they tweaked it just a little bit so that way they don't get like copyright striked. I'm like, I can see what you're doing. No copyright sounds, lo-fi music. Okay, but let me also, though, turn off this. Oh, and I realized, too, I still need to, like, go and save this. Quick, save it! Save it. Save it. Okay. Be gone, demon. Fan-fucking-tastic. Okay, so on that note, now that I've got 50% of this bastard done, the coloring is not going to take me nearly as long. This was like the heavy portion, the heavy lifting portion of it. So, you know, I guess for the sake of knowing what's going on, let me duplicate all of this stuff. And I'm not going to put lighting on it. I'm going to actually take the... Let me see here. Clean this up. I keep saying that I'm done and then I'm going to just turn it in. But I'm going to keep going here. I'm very close to being super satisfied with the way that this looks at this stage. But I also got to remember that I need to apply, let's see. Yep. Or remove. I need to make sure all this lighting is fucking crispy. Like really crispy. Guys, this is giving me anxiety. All right. Time to clean this up. Because I completely moved the highlights and shadows. That's okay. Mr. Man is in here. I'm assuming that means that he wants his preamble dinner. Hi, Mr. Man. Hi, buddy. Okay, can you give me like 15 seconds? I'm very close to having this in a position where I can probably turn this into my teacher and he's not going to immediately launch me into the sun. Alright, that is looking pretty good to me for now. Alright, I think I did it. So knowing that, yeah, I'm also gonna call it. I agree. I'm done. So thank you so much to everybody who showed up, hung out. It is amazing. I appreciate every single one of you. I'll be back tomorrow for writing sprints so we can continue to work on novel November. I do appreciate you all. And yeah, everybody drink some water before you go. Y'all are amazing. And I can't wait to write more with you tomorrow. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.